Hey student, word formation in English. Lesson number 4, how to use the English words, correctly. And in this lesson, we're going to focus on a new word. We're going to talk about general and the variations, the word formation. If you don't know me very well, hi, I'm Teacher Prix, and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Make sure to subscribe to my channel because every week I post different kinds of English lessons to help you become a better and more confident English speaker. If you have already subscribed, smash that like button. Let's talk about how to use words. This is a very important lesson, especially if you are a pre-intermediate or intermediate student, because word formation is something that, it will impact your speaking skills if you don't understand the different types of words. And the more you advance, the more you get better, the more you level up, the more vocabulary you're going to study. And oftentimes, students at this level, they use some words incorrectly, not some, many actually. Why? Because they don't understand the type of word, something that I teach my students in my academy. I'm always correcting the way my students use new words, new expressions, phrasal verbs. They also learn the importance of understanding how to use the vocabulary they study. And in this series, I bring one word in each lesson. This is lesson number 4. And I always show you variations. And in these variations, the way you should use it, because depending on the type of word, some words are nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and students confuse these 4 types of words. So I'm bringing you the word general. It can be a noun, it can be an adjective. There's a variation to this word. Actually, this is a word that has many options. There are many formations, okay? But I'm going to bring you the most important ones. In the first lesson of this series, I explained in detail nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. And I have other videos here on my channel where I talk about types of words, okay? So make sure to do your research. But that being said, general, it can be a noun and it can be an adjective. It can be both, okay? Oh, but Priscilla, how do I know the difference? Context. The more context you bring to your practice, the easier it gets to know what type of word you're using, okay? So a general, a very important person in the army, okay? So it can be a noun, so it's a person, an official, an officer, okay? Of a very high rank in the army. Okay, they usually have lots of medals, they wear the army uniform, so they are the general. We also have the lieutenant, the sergeant, I think it's sergeant, I'm not sure. I don't know much about the army. I just want to know the pronunciation because I think I miss pronouncing. Let's see. Sergeant. Yeah, it's correct. So it's not so high. Okay, a sergeant is below the general. Okay, the general is more important. So there you go. So it's one possible use. Okay. Now, as an adjective, and this is very common, students often see general as an adjective, and general is the opposite, in a way, is the opposite of specific, okay? So here on my channel, I don't help students in general. No, this is important to help you understand the word general. I help pre-intermediate and intermediate students go from stuck to speaking in 6 months. In my academy, registration is open, by the way. I don't help everybody. I don't offer general help, general assistance. No, I focus on pre-intermediate and intermediate, upper intermediate students. So the word general is an adjective, and it often describes not detailed. You have the most important aspects of something, but not exact, not detailed, okay? So this is one possible explanation. Another possible explanation is normal, the usual, okay? And you will see that when I use General as an adverb, this idea of usual, normally is very present. But we're going to talk about that, okay? Examples. I know this system works in general. Oh, okay. I know how the system works in general terms, okay? I don't know the details, the technicalities of the system, but I know how it works in general terms, okay? So I have an idea of how it works. I don't know the specifics, I don't know the details, but I know in general terms, general is describing terms, okay? It's an adjective. Now, another example. They gave me a general explanation about the position, but it didn't get into details. So they gave me a general explanation. So let's say someone calls me, a headhunter. Oh, we have this position, at a big four, and we took a look at your resume, and you could be a wonderful candidate. Could we set up a meeting, a job interview in person? Sure. Tell me a little bit more about the position. And then they give you general explanations. They tell you a lot of important things, but nothing in detail, So that's the idea of general, okay? Working as an adjective and working as a noun, general. There we go, right? Let's keep moving. Generalize. Okay, it's a verb. It's common, okay? You may struggle depending on your level, depending on your practice. You may struggle to use this one, okay? But it's good, okay? Now, to generalize, think about the word general, okay? Not specific. So that's the idea. That's why I like word formation, because I'm picking the word general and now I am bringing the verb for you. And what is to generalize? You make a general comment. There you go. You make a general comment. You give a general explanation. You make a general statement about something. And you don't look at the details. No. You generalize things, okay? This is true about me. This example is true about me. I hate it when people generalize situations. I hate it. I hate it when I'm telling a story to someone, or not a story, when I'm sharing an experience or I'm sharing an opinion, and then people start generalizing. No, but this is ridiculous. It never works. No, never. That's too general. Stop generalizing the situation. So this is something that makes me really annoyed, okay, when people generalize everything, so when people come to me and they use really broad terms, general terms, see, I'm using the adjective, I get really upset. Now, it is impossible to generalize from one single example, okay? So maybe there's one, it's the same idea. Maybe you have one example, okay? And the system, let's say you're talking about a system at work, and there was one example, one particular situation where the system failed. You can't generalize and say the system doesn't work. The system is flawed. The system is not good for you, is not suitable, is not appropriate. You can't. Why? Because that's generalization. And we're going to look at this word. You're making a very general comment, a very general statement. So now what is my idea, guys, with the word formation? To open your eyes, to open your mind when learning words. Pay attention to how this is the most common mistakes I identify in students at a pre-intermediate level until fluent. Okay? Until the moment when they think, no, I'm fluent, I'm good. Most common mistakes, you learn a word and you want to use it like a verb and it should be a noun, or you want to use an adjective and it's not an adjective. So pay attention to this, okay? And I'm not just showing you, I'm showing you variations. This word generalize, to generalize, it's not so simple. It may not be so simple for you to use. You need to think of a conversation, of a situation, okay? That's very important. Now, generalization, overgeneralization, generality. The big words. They're all nouns, okay? All nouns. Remember, a noun describes a person, an object, something. It's not an action. I like to say that it's the name of the action, okay? So keep in mind that some nouns can also be verbs, but I'm not talking about these guys. Generalization is a noun. Overgeneralization, noun. generality, noun, okay? Keep that in mind. Now, all of them come from general. So what is the idea? Okay? This is what I like about word formation. When you understand one word, everything falls into place. Everything is connected. It gets easier to understand the other words. So all of them come from general, not specific. They have some changes, of course, okay? Now, let's take a look at generalization. A generalization is the noun of general statement, okay? I hate when you make generalizations, okay? I hate it. I hate generalization, okay? I hate generalization. I hate it when people generalize. See the difference? People generalize action. People do something. People generalize. I hate generalizations. Much different. You see? The point is how you use the word in a phrase, but they share the same idea. They express the same idea. Okay? So, generality, the quality of being general rather than detailed or specific, it's formal, it's a noun. I didn't want to bring generality because it is very formal, okay? But you will see it in books, in articles, the news sometimes, depending on the kind of material you read, academic papers, you will see the word generality, but not my favorite. I like generalization. Overgeneralization, not so common, but it's possible. Now, special attention to overgeneralization. Whenever you see the word over next to another word, it's one word, it's one. But when you see this prefix, over, what is a prefix? It's a particle, it's a part of a word at the beginning, okay? So overcompensate, overdo, overgeneralization. It means excess. It means too much. So it's not good, okay? Typically, it's not good. So let's take a look at overgeneralization. So typically, when you make an overgeneralization, you're making a statement, you're saying something, okay, that is not true, that is not accurate. It's not totally right, okay? But what is the idea here? It's connected to the example that I shared. If you always say that something is true, it's always true when it's not. That's an overgeneralization. No, this always happens, okay? No, I tried what students do. That's an overgeneralization. I tried everything. Did you try my academy? Registration is open. No, you didn't. So it's an overgeneralization. You didn't try everything. So when you say that, it's an exaggeration. It's an overgeneralization. Okay. Another example here, but with a generalization. Avoid generalization. If you want to impress our new manager, give him facts. Okay, specific details. Stop the generalization when talking to your manager. If you want to impress him, okay, he likes details. He likes everything in its place. So generalization is not going to work, okay? Not going to work. On the other hand, generality. I didn't expect such generality from our CEO. He should have been more prepared. So maybe the CEO got into a meeting and he used too much generality, he was too general. That's the idea. I would prefer generalization, okay, than generality, but hey, you name it. You can use either one. But I like generalization. Overgeneralization, you may find trouble using, but it's important to understand that there are variations to this word. And when you know the beginning, general, you have an idea. You have a start. And that's what I like about word formation. Sometimes I don't know a word. I don't know that exact word. But because I know the formation, I have some clarity. And then if I am familiar with the prefix and the suffix, something that I also explained here on my channel, it gets easier to understand the possible meaning. If it's something positive, if it's something negative, if it's something good, something bad, it's easier to understand. That way you get things by context more quickly. You don't panic in a conversation because you get the gist. Okay, that's my idea. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Every week there's something new. You know, you really support the channel when you subscribe. One thing that really helps the channel is when you share, you know, in groups, Facebook, you know, with friends. That helps the channel grow. But not only that, you are helping someone. And if you're interested, as I said, I have a study plan cycle, link in the description. My academy is currently open. I don't know when you're watching this though, okay? I open my academy a few times a year. But anyway, let's keep rolling. Generalist. Now, this word describes people, okay? I am a generalist. Remember the idea of general? See? Not specific. Open, okay? You have important pieces of information, but it's very open. You're not bringing specific information, details, okay? Not detailed, not specific. So what is a generalist? You can think of generalist as the opposite of specialist. What is a specialist? Someone who knows something. Specialized. This is another formation who specializes in a specific area. A generalist is a person who knows different things or subjects or activities, okay? It's just like the general surgeon. I think we can say it that way. They don't know just like head. They're not neurosurgeons. They're general. They like, woo, I know all the organs. Yeah, I'm a general surgeon. Okay? Because they know everything. So here, generalist is describing people, okay? People who have a great variety of knowledge in different areas of several things, okay? Now, look at the example, because this is something that happens to some nouns. I'm applying for human resource generalist positions only. So let's say I studied human resources and now I'm looking for a job. And then I started applying for a position, but I want a generalist position. Even though generalist is a noun, here I am using as an adjective, okay? That's very important. Let me see one thing here. Yes, sorry. I was checking something on my screen. So here, guys, sometimes a noun may work as an adjective next to another noun. So generalist position. Generalist is describing position, but it is a noun, okay? It works as an adjective, okay? So it works as an adjective, but it is a noun. This happens to many nouns, many. It's not the only one, okay? Now, despite being oh yeah, I was saying that. I don't have another example. Oh yeah, I did the exercise. I created another example, but for the exercise, there's an exercise at the end. Stay with me until the end. So it's a good word, but very specific. Even though I'm describing something open, it describes a person who has general knowledge. But anyway, generally, adverb. Remember, adverbs change nouns. Okay, now this adverb may have two common meanings. There may be others, but these are the most popular ones. Okay, by or to most people. What is that supposed to mean? In most cases. So I will show you the examples that will make it very clear for you. It'll help you understand. So I generally wake up at 5:30 in most mornings. In most cases, number two, the meaning number two. So when I say I generally wake up at 5:30, 5:35, this is true for me actually. I generally wake up at 5:35 in most mornings, okay? Perhaps on Saturday, if I'm too tired, I will sleep in. Maybe get up at 6 a.m. because it's Saturday. Another example, in the past, people generally believed smoking was a good thing. Most people. In the past, most people believed, okay? This was in most cases, okay? That's very, very common. Babies generally cry at night. True. I don't have kids. I don't know if I'll have kids one day, but this is generally, in most cases, true. Okay? Very well, my friends. Now, you have an exercise. Complete the sentences. Where is Peter? Well, he is blah, 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 home around 7. So he should be on his way. Number 2, watch your posture. The blah, blah is heading our way. Number 3, nowadays it is really hard to find people who know what they're talking about. We find way too many blah, blah and very few specialists. Piece of cake, right? Super duper easy. You know what to do. Do the exercises. But other than that, I'll see you next time. Bye!